Hey all, Eskie here, bringing you another Deadlock replay review. So in this replay, we're watching Lystic's Kelvin. Lystic is a player that's been playing in a bunch of the recent Deadlock tournaments. I think he's won at least one. I think he's actually won a few. So pretty good player, someone we can definitely learn from. In his lane, it looks like he has a pocket and a bebop. So pretty aggressive lane here. And as you can see, bebop just runs in right there. Arctic Beam, though, is such a huge damage early game. You can see the bebop is a little bit over half right here, and Lystic is well above half. So getting that early Arctic Beam, it's just a lot of damage. I think it's a really good thing to go as your very first spell, especially... Ooh, he's going to get this pocket here. Oh, yeah. So just right there, right? The pocket thought he was going to get punched there. He parried, and Lystic, because he had the beam there, it's just so much damage, he was able to actually get that kill. Ooh, is he going to get killed by this bebop? Wow, 10 health. That's crazy. Well, they're just huge, up huge right now. So if you look at the lane, I guess they've actually swapped here. So Pocket and Wraith swapped. If you look at the colors, so at the top, Kelvin and McGinnis are in green. Shiv and Pocket are in green, but Bebop and Shiv swapped, I believe. Or no. Bebop and Shiv swap. That's what happened. So sometimes you'll see that in high MMR games, maybe even in low MMR games. But people will swap lanes if they don't like their lane opponent, or maybe they're queued duo with someone. So the first skill point he goes here, he did get Frost Grenade second there. If you saw in that fight, him actually getting Frost Grenade when he was being chased by that Bebop and throwing it down probably got him that kill and let him survive. So he did get the first skill point in Frost Grenade. I think that that's great. It gives you a lot of harass in lane with that extra charge. And then the first item he went here is Healing Right. And as you can tell, this lane is very combat heavy early. They're still last hitting, as you can see, but there's been a ton of harass from both parties here. So Healing Right's going to give him that ability to stay in lane instead of having to go back constantly because he's taking so much damage. So as you can see right now, popped Healing Right, he's going to hide because if you didn't know, if you get hit by damage when you're under the effects of Healing Right, probably going to get this pocket kill, surely. Wow. He got bombed. Damn. So I'm pretty sure he parried the Bebop there, which allowed them to get that kill, but he did get hit by the bomb by Bebop, so he did end up dying. So Healing Right, if you take damage from like turrets, sorry, let's slow it down. Turrets, Guardians or other characters is when you lose it. You can take damage from lane minions, the troopers, and be fine, but you can't take damage from heroes or the Guardians or you'll lose the Healing Right effect. So the next two items here, Ammo Scavenger and High Velocity Mag. High Velocity Mag's just good on characters like Kelvin that kind of need that to improve their gun, essentially. And then Ammo Scavenger, especially if you're getting last hits, is just going to give you a lot of spirit damage early on. And that's pretty much what Kelvin does early with his Arctic Beam and his Frost Grenade. You're going to be dealing a lot of spirit damage with that. So Pocket just used all his abilities there. Lystic is down to half. Wow, Pocket went behind him. Oh, they have ult and they don't. Oh, I see, okay. That's actually probably a good play by that Pocket, if I'm honest. So if you notice, Pocket has 3k, Lystic and the McGinnis do not, which means they don't have their ultimate. It did not work out for them there. The Bebop went a little too hard, and McGinnis got that wall up behind him, so they were able to isolate that fight. That's something good to keep in mind when you're against a McGinnis, is making sure you're not too out of position because she will be able to isolate you from your team with her wall. And I don't know if you saw what Lystic did right there, but he went into the tower and he parried to stun it. I believe that stuns towers. You guys can feel free to correct me in the comments, but just helps you get a lot of extra damage on there. So he's going to dome here just to heal up him and the McGinnis to keep pressure on. Bebop is going to ult. I don't know if this is the ult patch where Bebop has... It looks like he does have the AoE. So this is in the recent patch where Bebop does have the AoE damage. So he gets hooked here. I'm honestly surprised he hasn't bought Reactive Barrier. I think I really would have bought Reactive Barrier at this point. So if you saw, he threw the Frost Grenade at his feet there. The tier 2 upgrade on Frost Grenade actually heals when you throw it at an ally, so that's why he did that there. He does go 1-2 to get the second tier of Frost Grenade. Gives you a lot of extra sustain in lane, which is, you know, going to be especially important in this lane because there's been a ton of fighting, and especially with the constant threat of Bebop's hook. So a few more items here: extra charge, basic mag, and hollow point ward. So hollow point ward and basic mag, just going to give you some weapon damage early on. Hollow point, obviously, if you're above a certain health, then you're going to get that extra weapon damage. And it's going to be pretty easy for him to sustain considering he has healing right plus frost grenades. And then the extra charge, you know, just great, gives you another frost grenade. So extra damage, extra sustain. He is going to flank around here, try to go in on the pocket, it looks like. So yeah, they get that pocket kill right there. Kelvin's beam, it's just so hard to get away from if he gets on you like that. So they're probably going to take down this Guardian here. Not tower, not turret. And then I would imagine what he does here, he's going to go by. Oh, no, Bebop is... I really don't know what that Bebop's doing. That was extremely out of position. How many kills does he have? Dang. So he's 4-1. The McGinnis is 3-1. They're only at 5k though. And so if you look, the pocket's at 5k as well. And the Bebop is at 4.4k, which is not that far behind considering how many times they've died. So he's going to go for a sneaky flank here on the... I'm trying to figure out what lane it is. The left lane. So he stunned the tower there with his parry. He hears that the 7 is doing the minions. He missed his dome there. He was trying to dome the 7. And that's probably why he died there. It looks like Lash does come and get the 7 there. Here, let's go to Lash.
I gotta keep the dance going.
No, nothing's happening. We'll speed it up. So he tried to dome the 7 there so he could get that gank off. He missed the dome though, which is probably why he died there. If he had the dome up, he probably would have been able to kill that 7. So one of the things I was going to say before that happened is if you noticed how close the lane was soul-wise, even though they died so much, that is why last hitting is so important, because you can keep your lane close even if you're losing it as long as you continue to last hit really well. So next item he got here, he went Quicksilver Reload. I think it's on the bomb. Yeah, it's on the bomb. Or the grenade, sorry. Grenade, Frost Grenade. So Quicksilver Reload on Frost Grenade, just make sure so your clip is even bigger. Obviously, Kelvin can kind of struggle with ammo. So having that on your 1, you have 3 charges of it, so you're able to throw it and get an instant reload. And obviously it also gives you, maybe not obviously, it gives you extra spirit power on your Frost Grenade as well. Ooh, McGinnis got hooked there. She did get a good wall up though. I think she's going to die though. Oh man. Good Frost Grenade there. Looks like, yeah, she's still going to die. So if you saw him, he threw the Frost Grenade on top of her to try to heal her out of that bomb. She did end up surviving, but the pocket came in aggressive and got the kill there. So he's just trying to save this turret. He's not going to be able to. He's just going to back off. I don't think he can take both the pocket and the Bebop in a 1v2 just yet. And actually, the pocket is above him in farm, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. Because he's 4-2-4, pocket's only 3-2. So that is really the power of last hitting. Early game kills really are not that important. They're nice to have, but they're not that important. It's much better. He's going to get the kill on that Bebop. It's much better if you concentrate on last hitting really well. So he just got ulted by the Wraith there. He did get a dome off. Lash did come in to help him, and they got the kill, so that was really good. Let's see if he dies to the pocket here. He is pocket ulted right now. I think he's just going to back off. Pocket is chasing him, though. Yeah, so he's going to die. We'll speed it up here. So he got Veil Walker as his next item. So really there's a choice you have to make with a lot of heroes in that, are you going to go shields? Or are you going to go armor? And I think Deathy has a really great video on this, on taking shields versus armor. But if you take shields, in my opinion, Veilwalker is pretty much a requirement. It just makes it so easy to always have your shields up because like the item says, when you go through a veil, it's going to regen your shields. So he also got combat barrier when he died and came back, and I'm sure he's going to get the other barrier as well, the spirit barrier. And that's going to make you really tanky in the early game. And the basic decision you have to make is, if you're going to get armor, you want to go later in the game. If you're going to get shields, you want to go earlier in the game, because generally speaking, not all the time, but generally speaking, flat stats in MOBAs are better in the early game, and percentage stats are better in the late game. Why that is, I'm just going to say hashtag math. I'm sure there's a much more in-depth explanation, though. So here's the pocket up here. I don't think he's going to go in on it. Oh, wow. Vindicta is real deep in here, though. So that was a Haze ult on the Lash there. The Bebop is also down, so this is even. Infernus is in left lane, though, so they're technically outnumbered. And Vindicta just died there, so yeah, he definitely wants to back off here. So now we definitely hit the mid-game part, and really at this point, you're looking for ganks, you're looking to farm. Those are your two big priorities. If you can get a walker, that is fantastic. But especially in high MMR games, it's really, really hard to get a walker because people's macro is really good. So there's your gank right there.
It's going to be Edric, not you.
So yeah, just going around the map here, looking for farm, looking for ganks. Looks like he's going to try. And with Veil Walker, you know, it's... Oh, man. It's really going to get this Haze. Oh, she got the sleep off. He's going to be able to get her. Yeah, he got her. Furnace wasted his ult there, though, if you saw. So when Bebop ults like that, I really think it's just better to back off at that point. Unless you're super fed and you can DPS Bebop down, you really just want to line aside his ultimate there. So Lystic did get the dome off on that 7, and that's really the big use of dome for me, is the ideal dome is you're going to isolate one or two members of their team with your team. So he isolated himself. I think the Infernus was also in the dome there. So they were able to secure that 7 kill because of the dome. So let's look at his skill build here real quick. He went all the way up in Frost Grenade, I believe. So he got 5 Frost Grenade first. Just gives you a ton of extra damage there so you can get some extra burst. And now he's going up in his Ice Path. So more sprint speed so we can move around the map, and then cooldown so we can also move around the map better. So they were trying to take the Walker there, but they were defending pretty well. And if you saw the Wraith over here, she actually got the Guardian. So I think that's a bit of a macro misplay there, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, so after you destroy all of the enemy team's Guardians is when you get your first flex slot. So had they backed off of that Walker fight sooner, maybe someone would have gone over there and defended that Guardian and tried to prevent them from getting a flex slot. So he gets the kill on the Haze. The Vindicta does die there, though, for it. So it's a 1-for-1 right now. Lash is going to be chasing. I imagine he's going to go help him out as well. His Ice Pass is about to be up. And if you watch when he goes through, his shields regen. And so like I mentioned, when you're buying shields, you're playing for early to mid game, because that's when your shields are the best. They fall off late game. So if you notice what he's doing, he's roaming around the map, generally trying to get farm, but also trying to gank, especially with his Veil Walker. See if he can get the Shiv. He does get that Shiv. Good kill there. So he's getting stunned by 7. He domes himself. He is pocket ulted as well. I'm not sure if Pocket has healing resistance yet. Ooh, he got hit there. Surely he's dead at this point. Yeah, so a little too deep there. If you look at the mini-map, he doesn't really have teammates around. Vindicta's over here. Lash and McGinnis are over there. So he did get the kill on the Shiv there, but I think the aggression kind of hurt him in that case, because he did overextend a little bit and he did die. So items here, Enduring Speed, just so he can move around the map better, and Bullet Resist Shredder. This is going to be primarily a gun build. So if you saw, he got an Intensifying Magazine, which he's going gun build, so this is going to help him do more weapon damage, and bullet resist shredder, like I mentioned in other videos, really depending on what damage you're planning to do in the game, you want either bullet resist shredder or mystic vulnerability, because those are going to be good early game damage spikes. Oh man, good hook by that Bebop while he's climbing up the ladder. Gets the kill on the haze here. He's getting 2 points in ultimate now, so he actually only does go 2 points in ice path here, and now he's up 2 points in ultimate for that cooldown reduction. Let me mouse over. I've been asked to mouse over some of these items for you guys, so we'll mouse over real quick while they kill this walker. So they got I think the 3 for none trade there. So if you see what they're doing on the map now, they're pushing. You want to push when you have this advantage. So they just got 2 walkers out of that fight. So it's really important when you win fights in the mid game like that, especially so handily, where you have your full team up and they only have 3 members up. You want to be pushing on the map and getting objectives. Sometimes it's mid boss, sometimes it's walkers. When does that happen? What I would say is, generally speaking, if your lanes are pushed and you have easy access to a walker, you should go for the walker. So Pocket was actually trying to push that walker there. He wasn't able to get it. It's low health. That's why he was up so far. And walkers are valuable because once you destroy 2 of them, you get that flex slot. And a lot of the game boils down to, in the mid and late game, is trying to get your flex slot so you can maintain your power level over the enemy team. So right now, the enemy team probably only has 1 flex slot, I believe. Yeah, they only have 1 flex slot, and they have 2 flex slots. So that's actually a pretty big advantage once you're able to fill all your slots. So I think they actually baited. Yeah, they baited the mid-boss there to try for a fight. If you saw, mid-boss is only down half, so they hit the mid-boss until it made the noise to try to draw the enemy team in for a fight. They've traded even so far, though, so I don't know. I would say maybe it's backfired, maybe it hasn't. He is going over here to defend this walker. So 7 was pushing that. He went over to make sure 7 couldn't get that walker. Let's see who gets the... So the enemy team does get the rejuvenator there. That's a good dome there. He's trapping the Wraith and the Haze in there. And the dome has a fire rate slow, so those are 2 great... Oh, he's going to die here. Yep. Those are 2 great heroes to trap inside the dome because he has the first upgrade in Frozen Shelter. Having that fire rate slow for Haze and Wraith, really big deal because they're usually left-click heroes. So another item he's gotten here is Fortitude. It's just going to help him move around the map with that extra move speed. Obviously, when you're above a certain health, you're going to get that extra damage as well. So a really good item to pair with Veil Walker. Definitely a mid-game focused item so that you can be moving around the map looking for those ganks. So the enemy team has gotten the Rejuvenator here. They actually haven't been able to do a lot with it yet, though. Let's see if he gets this Haze kill. Good sleep by the Haze. He's probably going to get away. Yeah, he's just going to try to throw a grenade and see if he can get her, but I don't think so. Damn, he's going really aggressive here. So yeah, he went aggressive there. He does have his Veil Walker so he can get into the enemy base without too many people noticing him. And he looks like he's going to get out safely. Bit of a risky play in my mind, but, you know, could be worth if he gets the Haze there because she doesn't have Rejuvenator at this point, so that would be a full death timer. So farming around the map here, one thing to do as the team that does not have Rejuvenator, depending on how much map control you have, and they have a lot of map control if you see, McGinnis is all the way up here on this walker. Vindicta and Lash are here supporting, but they do get that walker there, so that might be a good trade depending on how many of them die. It looks like they are pushing to fight here. So Lystic is rotating over because he sees the enemy team in this walk, pushing this walker. His teammate did die over here. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Abrams. Looks like he is going to go aggressive here. Surely he's going to dome. Yeah, so he domes out of the 7 ult. Really smart there. I think he might die here, though. Trying to dodge all the Pocket's abilities, but yeah, he still ends up dying. A little too aggressive. I think I really like the dome there because if you saw 7 ulted and then he immediately domed to basically line of sight the 7 ult, his team's actually getting a lot of value here. So they're in the enemy base getting shrines right now. So that's another flex slot. So their team actually got 2 shrines there, which is pretty huge. The enemy team was able to get that walker, though. They still don't have their flex slot if we look here. So they're still on 1 flex slot, which is a pretty big deal. Oh, this Infernus is going to die, surely. Maybe not. Ooh, good sleep by the Haze. Oh, wow. Does the Haze not have... Shit, that's a ton of healing. Okay, now he dies. Yeah. So let's go back to Lystic. So I don't think Haze has anti-heal there. Yeah, she doesn't have any anti-heal. So the whole reason that Infernus was able to kill that Haze, well, 1, because of the massive souls disparity, but 2, she made it way harder on herself because she has no anti-heal, and Infernus is obviously, not obviously, Infernus is all about healing his way through your damage. So the next item that Lystic's got here is Debuff Remover. So this is going to be a great item against characters like Pocket, especially Pocket's ult. And I would imagine that Pocket has it upgraded at this point. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like he's upgraded it. So he has that healing suppression. So it's great to have Debuff Remover so that you can just basically remove Pocket's ult. Obviously, a big part of Kelvin's kit is healing with his dome, with his frost grenade. So being able to take that off of you and generally have your full healing available to you, really nice to have. So you hit the Veil Walker there. See if you can get the gank off on the Wraith. It doesn't look like it, though. His team did just get a Bebop kill, though. Man, Bebop and Haze are really far behind in farm. So yeah, they just got a 2 for none there. So once you have this advantage, obviously you want to push. So they're going to push this last walker here, which is their last flex slot, I believe. Yep. So here's the Wraith ultimate here, trying to go and help out his teammate. Sound cues are such a big deal in this game, too. Like, it's really important to have your sound on so that you can recognize certain things like Wraith ult there. So they down the patron here. They still have the advantage. Their whole team is up. Haze is dead, so this could be a good fight to take, and they get the Bebop kill. Seven's dealing a lot of damage, though. So he's backing out because he had the 7 stun on him there. Then Furnace does go down, and now, oh man, they're losing a lot here. Yeah, so this is a bad fight at this point. I don't think there's any way he survives this. Yeah, so he's dead too. So they just pretty quickly dispatched them there. I think it was probably fine that they pushed that. They did have the advantage. It just looks like the team fight went poorly for them. So let's look at his skill build real quick. So he's gotten 5 in Frozen Shelter and 5 in Ice Path, and it looks like the last thing he levels is Arctic Beam there. So the enemy team did just get the Rejuvenator, and that's kind of the risk you take with pushing into base without Rejuvenator, is if you lose a fight and other objectives are up, like mid-boss, it's going to be really easy for the enemy team to take it there. So the right decision could have been to just go use your map control, farm the map, wait for mid-boss to come up, take mid-boss, and then go push into the enemy base. So they kind of let them back into the game here, although surely they're going to get this Wraith kill. So he's going to... I thought he was going to dome there. Okay, yeah, he domes, surely. So it's a 1-for-1 at this point, but it's not good because they have Rejuvenator. And Wraith's going to be up much sooner than the Vindicta. So Infernus goes down 2. Maybe they can get this Haze kill. 7 is pushing base, though, if you notice here. So this is actually... And they also have Rejuvenators, so the enemy team's minions are buffed. I actually don't like this fight at all because of that. They're really not fighting for an objective here. You know, maybe if they were fighting towards the walker, it would have been better. And yeah, Vindicta is saying retreat, which they really should be doing at this point. So Wraith's already back up. He's going to be pushing this Wraith, though. He's taking a lot of damage from her. Surely the Wraith's going to chase him. So yeah, you can hear the sound cues there if you have the sound on. I know my sound's a little quiet. Obviously I raise my voice over the sound of the game, but you could hear the Wraith chasing him there with the footsteps. So another reason why sound is really important in this game. So he's trying to go help his pocket or his Vindicta here. Sorry. Looks like they backed off though. So let's look at some items here real quick. So toxic bullets is another get from him. This is a weapon damage build, so you're going to have a pretty big mag. It's going to be easy for you to apply those toxic bullets. And they have characters that do a lot of healing, like Shiv, for example. So having that healing reduction is going to be nice. Berserker. I'm actually surprised he got it this late. It's probably just a slot filler at this point. But, you know, you're going to be up pretty close. You're taking damage, so that is extra weapon damage. So they got the kill on the Shiv there. Or no, they didn't get the kill. They did get the kill. Oh, he had soul rebirth. Okay. It's like, why is he alive? Surely he has soul rebirth. Yeah, he does. Okay. I thought it was a bug for a second. I was like, what the hell's going on? They get the kill on the Haze there. He's going to chase this pocket, or the 7, sorry. So another thing to do in the late game like this, so they got 4 kills there. The enemy team did 4 kills as well. They don't have Rejuvenator anymore, so you could still fight this. He's going to go try to help his McGinnis out here. Looks like he's going to flank this pocket. Good wall by the McGinnis. Yeah, they're going to get this kill, surely. Yep, so they get another kill there. So another thing important to do there, as you're navigating through the team fight, you know, be aware of where your team is, be aware of what they're doing. He could hear the McGinnis fighting, so he went and rotated there, and they were both able to secure that pocket kill. So he chased the 7 there, and one thing to keep in mind, especially as Kelvin, is you want to be on their carries, ice beaming their carries, frost grenading their carries. So 7 is the most farmed besides Wraith and Pocket, so prioritizing your targets like that to make sure that you're getting the most high value targets when you're charging in like that. Good dome there. He isolated himself, got the Haze kill. She's pretty far behind in farm, so that was an easy kill for him. And I'll make sure to put the whole skill build here in the comment section because I missed a few points there just to make sure we get exactly right on how they went, on how his skill build went. So they did go in there attempting to end the game basically, but they had some people die. He did get the Haze kill, but it's probably best, like I said, it's very risky pushing into their base this late. They could come down. If you see right lane, they have all the way into the base here. So especially this late into the game at 30 minutes, you're looking at the next team fight. Whoever wins is probably going to win the game. So you don't want to take too many risks there. And that's why he backed out, because if his whole team gets wiped or a lot of them get wiped, it's going to be easy for the enemy team to push into the base and potentially secure their patron. And they're in the lead here. Obviously, they still have a shrine up plus patron plus all of this base stuff. So they don't want to push too hard. They just want to wait for their team death timers to come up. So McGinnis is about to come up. And then once you're ready, oh man, is Infernus going to get picked here? Yeah, he is. So that's a really bad pick right there. So like I was saying, you want to exert your map control, but not overextend because you don't want to stagger your death timers. And I got some questions about what stagger death timers means. Stagger death timers means Infernus is on a 45-second death timer here and the rest of his team is up. Pocket is about to be up as well. So staggering death timers means they're at a disadvantage right now because it's a 5v6. So he's going to be able to get a 6K item here. Let's see what he gets. He gets crippling headshot, and what did he sell? I'm not sure what he sold there. So he got inhibitor and crippling headshot. Crippling headshot's going to give him a lot more damage. And like I said, one of your playstyles is going to be isolating a carry like this. So having inhibitor is going to make it really easy to 1v1 them. And look, he barely took any damage from that Wraith, having her inside the dome like that. Yeah, so this is just the winning team fight here. So yeah, I think inhibitor is a great buy there. You're going to reduce their damage by a lot. She's already in his dome, so she has the fire rate slow. He has the health regen. So isolating a carry like that and being able to take them down, that's a big, huge deal as Kelvin and something you really want to be looking out for in building. So GG all around. I think this was a great showcase of Kelvin. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Once again, please do all that good YouTube algorithm stuff for me. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Yes, I'm going to get through all the hero roster. That is my plan right now. Make sure I do a replay review for every hero. After that, I'm probably going to go back and do more hero replay reviews. But I'm also interested in like what different content do you guys want to see? Do you want to see hero guides? Do you want to see other type of content that you've seen out there? So if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments. I read them all. I look at them all. I love the feedback. I really, really do appreciate those that take the time and put comments in there and give me feedback. So thank you to all those people who do that. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.